Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. Today is Tuesday, and we just got some big news surrounding UCLA's football team. It was reported by Ben Bolch Tuesday evening that UCLA and offensive coordinator Tino Sunseri are mutually parting ways. This comes after UCLA's pretty abysmal 4-0 start. The Bruins just have not been clicking at all offensively. It's been a really tough offense to watch throughout the season thus far. And, this comes just, not even 2 weeks. I think it was a little over 2 weeks after, Deshaun Foster is fired. And then soon thereafter, Ikaika Malloy, defensive coordinator, mutually agreed to part ways with the program. So that's pretty much, UCLA's three top coaches that are out after 4 games and 4 losses. I think going into the season, Sunseri especially was a pretty anticipated hire. I'm pretty sure that fans and even players were excited to bring Sunseri on, given what he did at Indiana the year prior. And now he's gone after a really bad start to the season. The offense has not been good. And, so what I wanted to do is just record this episode. We'll talk about it, kind of see what that means for UCLA moving forward. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to just quickly recap this. And also Ben Bolch from the LA Times, he was the first on the news. He also reported that UCLA's tight end coach, Jerry Neuheisel, will be calling the offensive plays moving forward, and that UCLA is also in the process of adding former offensive coordinator Noel Mazzone to the staff as an offensive analyst, so they need to get that cleared before they go ahead and move on. And so I guess we can get into kind of what this means for UCLA. I do think this further proves like this isn't the factor that really proved it, but this is further proof that this season may as well just be a lost season, and UCLA is entering I wouldn't say it's a much needed, but at this, it wasn't long needed for sure, but at this very moment, it is much needed for UCLA to go into a full reset next season, and that starts with, I guess, cleaning slate and cleaning the staff. I do think that Sunseri was a promising offensive coordinator going in, but it just didn't shape out. UCLA, their offense especially, was routinely starting off games excruciatingly slow, and when you combine that with a defense who was just as bad, if not worse, that's the reason why in every single game, the first 4 games of the season, UCLA is always having to crawl back in the second half, because we go to Utah, they went down 23-3 in the first half. New Mexico, they went down, I think, 23-0 in the first half. Who am I missing? Oh, before that, UNLV, they go down 23, something like that. I think it wasn't 23 each time, but it was at least or close to 3 scores. Against Northwestern this past week, they went down 17-0 before kicking a field goal to go into halftime. So when you have an offense who not only cannot start adequately or start warm enough, and you have combined that with the defense who, quite frankly, cannot stop a nosebleed, it's no wonder that UCLA is 0-4 to start the season. Now, apart from the slow starts, you also have this sheer lack of discipline where UCLA offensive linemen are false starting at momentous times and drives, and then you have formation penalties. You have just a good amount of lack of organization offensively, and I do think that just that mixed with maybe Sunseri wanted to come and coach with Deshaun Foster, and once that went sideways, and mix that with the underperformance of the offense, then you can kind of start to piece together why they would mutually agree to part ways. I'm not reporting anything, that's all just conjecture, but I mean, I'm just trying to put myself into Sunseri's shoes as to why he would part ways from this job. We did hear in a report that Ikaika Malloy, the reason he mutually parted ways with UCLA is because he simply felt bad and simply felt that he wasn't doing good enough and that he probably should have been fired before Deshaun Foster. So, maybe Sunseri is feeling that way a little bit, but I mean, simply put, UCLA's offense has been pretty terrible. I mean, I hate to use such harsh language, but it's been terrible, and maybe this reset is what they need. I mean, we've seen that players respond to Jerry Neuheisel pretty well. Maybe he can get them going, but I also feel like they responded to Sunseri very well. So maybe it's not much of a coaching problem. Maybe players just aren't getting up for these games, and I guess that is a coaching problem. But at some point you've got to think maybe the players need to bring it upon themselves to get up for these games and start early. So that was my little diatribe of the Sunseri parting of ways and kind of what that means moving forward. I mean, what it means moving forward, especially this week against Penn State. I mean, we already saw it. The Bruins kind of struggled defensively because they brought on Kevin Coyle, who was barely installing a new defensive playbook, and he got there, 6 days before the game. Whoever is going to be calling plays, Coach Jerry Neuheisel is going to be calling plays, but you've got to think that there's going to be a learning curve going into Penn State, and maybe Penn State isn't the best time to install a new playbook. But, what it really means moving forward for UCLA is that this season is kind of lost, and there's really not much more they can go from here except for try and steal a game. 0-12 is definitely in the cards for UCLA. I've talked about it. I talked about it in yesterday's episode, that Northwestern was, without a doubt, their best chance at getting a win this season. Northwestern is arguably their easiest conference opponent moving forward. After Penn State, you've got Michigan State and Maryland after that, two teams who, despite were being projected to be worse than UCLA going into the season, are just, much better. Maryland had a huge win over Wisconsin 2 weeks ago. Michigan State is looking a lot better than UCLA. After that, you've got, Nebraska, Ohio State, Indiana. I'm probably getting the order wrong, but you've got, Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio State, Washington, USC. I just don't see much avenue for a win for UCLA there. So an 0-12 season is definitely in the cards. And if you have an 0-12 season mixed with this coaching vacancy and this coaching search, UCLA is due this offseason for a complete teardown, a complete reset at any level of the program. And we're going to go ahead and see what happens. But going into this week, I think in tomorrow's episode, we'll start going into a little bit of Penn State preview, maybe go into some recap of the media availability so far this week. But Tino Sunseri out for UCLA. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. We'll see you tomorrow.